Shanna Underwood is here with Devon Colella and on cello, so should be interesting listening. Of course, Shanna is a singer-songwriter locally, but she's traveled all over the country and actually out of the country performing. And so we're going to talk about that. She's headed to Mexico, I think, on the 18th of February. We'll talk about her forays into the South and archaeology digs, etc., etc. Shanna Underwood and Devon Colella going to be live in the studio in a few minutes. You're listening to us folk here on WMPG. Shanna Underwood from her most recent. Actually, she's working on stuff, and she's here in the studio. We're going to be talking to her in a minute. She's brought along a cello player who was here rather recently as well. Devon, is it Colella? Colella. Oh, yeah, okay. It's always good to correct the guy who can't pronounce it properly. Okay. Hey, so we're going to be talking about field notes from a caravan, which kind of looks like a archaeologist's notebook. Something like that?
Something like that.
Okay. Shanna Underwood is here. She has a number of gigs in the state, and she's been living here locally, but she's going to be heading to Mexico. Before we start talking, I'm going to tell you what we just heard. We heard something from Field Notes from the Caravan. We heard Venus Burns. And before that, we heard Blame Sally, a San Francisco all-women band. From the album Speeding Ticket and a Valentine, we heard Mona Lisa's Smile. Steve Goodman before that, Souvenirs off his Affordable Art on Red Vagina Records. And we heard Songs of Eastern Birds. And the guy's name is Edward Borer is the guy who's narrating that. Anyway, that's what we started with, and it's snowing like a lot. So, Shanna Underwood. Well, we just heard Venus Burns, and you are working on new stuff.
I'm working on new stuff. Yeah, I've got a whole. I just let it kind of happen naturally. Like, there was enough songs for a record, so we'll do a record, and they go well together. And with Field Notes from a Caravan, it was songs I had written traveling, mostly in Asia, and some in Nashville, but or doing archaeology in the Midwest and the Southeast. But it came. What was interesting about, we ended up making a book out of it because it just happened to be that when you put the songs in the order that seemed most natural, I was able to make sentences out of all the titles.
Cool.
So that was fun. But we're working on some new stuff that I wrote.
And here in Portland, or where are you doing it?
Over the last couple of years, one of the songs was written in Korea, one in Mexico, a couple up here. The newer ones I've written since I've been back here, a couple from Nashville.
You do get around.
I
You do get around. No, I mean, you have...
I do, I try.
You travel the world, and now you're about to go to Mexico for...
Yeah, I was in Mexico last year teaching at an English school for 6 months. And I wrote a song with the guitar player who I'm going to visit, and we're going to do some shows in Guadalajara.
And that's the link that you sent me.
Yeah, Alex Alfaro's his name. And actually, I think we're going to start, when we do sing a song, we're going to start with that song, which is kind of fitting. It's called Long Way Home, but it's I wrote it in Nashville there's a songwriters group I belong to,
right.
And I was doing all this archaeology work, so I'd be gone for months at a time, and they'd never know when I was going to pop back up, and they had written me a song called She's Always Leaving, and so that was my response song to them, was Long Way Home.
Long Way Home. Yeah, so digging in archaeology and finding evidence of forensic evidence of how people how people lived and other cultures. And it's just been fascinating that one, they're not there to tell you, but they've left stuff to tell you, so you have to conjure the story.
Yeah, and it's funny how many egos get involved. Because, you're out there and you're pseudo-scientifically, or somebody, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. Yeah. But there's a method to it that you're conducting and doing all the paperwork, but then people's egos get involved. We're like, okay, I saw this is what I think happened. Well, I saw this, I think this is what happened. And I don't get involved in that. I'm just a field tech. I just dig holes and write things on paper.
And with brushes, just brushing around?
No, well, for CRM, cultural resource management, for engineering firms, it's not nearly that delicate. It's shovels and buckets and wheelbarrows and moving as much dirt as fast as possible while still keeping some sort of integrity.
Yeah, and gridding it out and stuff? Do you grid it out?
Yeah, you grid it out one by one,
oh,
1 meter by 1 meter squares, and just record what you find.
And so let's go to your piece of music. And,
okay.
This one is Something Home.
Long Way Home, which I feel like everyone has a Long Way Home song, but I decided just to live with it. I was like, everyone has a song with that title, but I was like, that's it. That's the name.
Long Way Home.
It has to be that way. Hand on the wheel, one hand on the map. Don't worry, darling, I look back. I'll be gone a year on Sundays. I never trade the road for ordinary ways, but I'm taking the long way. But I'm taking the long way home. The smoky range turns into open plains. you're mine. But I'm taking the long way home. But I'm taking the long way home. There's a new wind blowing. You know I must be going, but I'm not leaving you behind. There's only a heartbeat and 8 hours driving. Down 65, I could get there blind. Sorry I can't be there when you want me, but I can love you all of the time. But I'm taking the long way home. But I'm taking the long way home. But I'm taking the long way home. Back to you. Back to you. Back to you.
Shanna Underwood with Devon Colella on cello. It's kind of like having your meal and your dessert at the same time. It's so good.
Yeah, we like it. We think it's a good mix.
It is
We
good.
were talking today. We're not going to get to go. We go to Samoset Resort. We play up
Yeah,
there.
you have two nights there, but
We we go a couple times a month. Usually in March, we're only going to be there the weekend of the 22nd. We were supposed to be there this weekend, but the snow I think has canceled that. But we were saying I was saying that I hate when we don't have that gig because it's like we just do it right. It's just us as a duo. It works. We work the magic, and it's
simple.
And I really hate when we don't have that gig because it is what it should be.
So you're staying local? Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be on the
Igloo.
phones at LL Bean. I'm sure
really?
people will be calling out sick calling out for the weather. So I'll go man the phones. I guess make some
Or
money.
woman the phones.
Yeah.
Well, it's really great to see you. Now, Devon, you're doing some other projects. You were in here recently with Rural Ghosts.
Yeah, when I'm having fun playing with Shanna, I was here a few weeks ago with Rural Ghosts, which is a trio I'm in with Eric Nielsen and Robert Mitchell, and we're currently in the studio working on cutting an album. It's getting there. It's almost done, and we're excited about that. Cool. And we're playing the 28th with 4 Morning at the Empire.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Eric is spearheading a lot of other projects as well.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
He's doing some really cool stuff.
He has this label, Lorem Ipsum Recordings, that he's been organizing, and a lot of local talent is getting involved, and it's looking pretty cool.
Yeah, great. Well, that's exciting. Really exciting. So, do you have a name for the new recording? And are you going to go Bandcamp the same way you did Field Notes?
Yeah, I'll do
from
Bandcamp and CD Baby. And CD Baby's great. I mean, they just take care of so much distribution and take care of all the iTunes and everything. So it's CD Baby makes it so it's everywhere. But yeah, definitely Bandcamp too. But the new record's going to be called Wandering, I think, as far as I.
Perfect title for you, I would think.
And that's that's a song that I really enjoy playing with Devon a lot. He's got a great part for that.
Now, how did you get into Wandering so much? 'Cause
I have no idea. I think it was built into my DNA or something. Like even when I was a kid, I would like read encyclopedias and open up to Tibet and be like, I'm going to go there someday. And I have.
How long did you spend there?
I didn't go. I went to Tibet briefly, but I was in Nepal actually teaching.
Right.
And I loved it. I have no idea what the draw to Nepal was, but I wanted to go there since I was probably in junior high or high school.
Yeah.
And part of it was the Buddhism. But yeah, I loved it. It was great. And wrote a couple good songs there. And music isn't. I keep going back and forth. Like I don't necessarily want to pursue music as a profession, but I write songs. So. And since I've been back in Maine, I can't not play. Like it's become really. Yeah. I get to play with all kinds of great people.
And you have a fan base here too.
Yeah, and the gigs keep happening. So I should plug. We're going to be at Run of the Mill for the first time on March 2nd.
Where's that?
In Saco. It's a great room. Adam Barber on bass, and I think you're on it, right, Devon? On cello. I forgot to confirm that with you.
Yeah.
But, and Billy's Tavern in Thomaston on March 30th. That's another great venue.
Nice.
Yeah, and then just all kinds of stuff in between. But.
So, Wanderer, huh?
Yeah, and I think, it's funny. I was talking to somebody last night who was kind of trying to pigeonhole me into something that I wasn't actually saying. But I think
what you heard is not what I said.
Right, exactly. But I think part of the issue is I think the more I do this, the more I realize there aren't a whole ton of people out there who want to live the same type of lifestyle that I do, and it's really hard to find. Not hard, but it's not always easy to find like-minded souls. And my source of happiness doesn't come from contentment or from complacency or, for me, contentment is not the goal. I mean, I want to be happy, but contentment isn't where I find that. I find it in the challenge and in hanging out with people who want to be in the fray of that challenge all the time. And I think there's less and less people like that.
You're reminding me that there's a total magic to traveling. It's this instant community. Yeah. Wherever you are is your community in that moment. Mm-hmm. And when you're traveling, you have different senses, and different radar up. And you know what I mean?
And traveling in Asia is a whole different thing because I've spent weeks at a time where I was the only foreign person in an area. Like I didn't necessarily travel with other foreigners all the time. Like I would just go out someplace on my own and just kind of delve in. And it's different than there. People will open their homes and it's a much more communal society. So they'll help you get around. There's no expectation. It's just you can go and immerse yourself and be embraced by people. I think if someone came to the U.S. and plunked themselves down in a city, they'd have to do everything themselves. They'd have a really hard time finding people who would be willing to open their homes or show them what's good to eat or that sort of thing. And I try to do that sometimes. Like we have a pretty communal house over on Back Bay, and there's been quite a few musicians who've come in and stayed. And I try to be more the type of person that I saw when I was in Asia. Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, Shanna Underwood is here. You're listening to us folk here on Community Radio, WMPG, Southern Maine Community Radio, broadcasting from USM, WMPG, and W281AC, Gorham, Portland. We are www.wmpg.org, and Shanna Underwood, you could find her at Bandcamp, which is, what's your address on Bandcamp?
I believe it's shannaunderwood.bandcamp.com.
I believe you are correct. Is there another website for you?
Well, I have a Facebook music page, as everyone does, but I don't have an official website like everyone says you should, but I do use Reverb Nation all the time, and that generally has all my gigs listed on it. Reverb Nation. ReverbNation.com/Shanna Underwood.
Shanna Underwood. We also want to let you know that WMPG is on the air thanks to listener donations and support from Mayo Street Arts, a community arts center in Portland's East Bayside neighborhood. MSA hosts a wide variety of music, dance, and theater performances, as well as art exhibits and literary happenings. MSA builds community through the arts. Studio rentals and rehearsal space are available online at mayostreetarts.org. And also, Us Folk is on the air thanks to the support from our listeners and an underwriting grant from Westbrook Housing. Westbrook Housing assists low to moderate income families and seniors with housing opportunities as they strive to improve the quality of their lives. Information and applications are available at westbrookhousing.org. If you have to go somewhere today, I suggest that you call before you head out. Some things are being canceled left and right, and I don't have a list of them. but I suggest that you call before you head to somewhere, because you may find you don't have a class, or you don't have a yoga thing, or you don't have a, whatever. It is kind of greasy out. So
It's building up.
now that we got that all out of the way, let's go to another song.
Let's go. Well, I guess we should do Wandering then. So this will be the title track off the new
So
record.
it's Wandering, not
Wandering.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Wandering.
I think. We'll see. Everything's subject to change.
Someone I don't know. It's midnight on the airplane and 4 out on the runway. I'm already 8 hours ahead of what I'm looking for. Keep ahead, keep some space in between. Some call it wonder, but some call it Maine. There's no number to where I'm going this time. 'Cause I'm wandering around this big old world. Yeah, I'm wandering. Try to catch this shadow. Well, if you can. Some folks love forever, and some say now or never. My forever's already half gone. If there's one love in a lifetime, I may have left it behind, traded it in for a taste of the unknown. River speaks and an uncharted breeze, headed east on a raging sea. Got so far that I was headed west again. 'Cause I'm wandering around this big old world. Yeah, I'm wandering. Try to catch this shadow. Well, if you can. I went searching, running and deserting. The more you see, the more there is to know. And I went looking, and I mistook him for someone I could love more than the world. I caused a little fire, a headwind of desire. He was just looking for an ordinary girl, but I'm wandering around this big old world. Yeah, I'm wandering. Try to catch this shadow. We'll try to catch this shadow if you can.
that's the song I wrote in Korea. But, and it was the only. I was there for almost 2 years, and it was the only song I wrote while I was there. Music was not very, wasn't very conducive for music over there. But that poor song.
Where in Korea?
I was in Incheon, which is about 40-minute subway ride from Seoul, and it's considered part of when they. I don't know why, but when they do, they're separate cities. But when they do the demographic, Seoul is, I think, right now is ranked as the second largest city in the world. But it's because they include Incheon.
Oh yeah. So they have it's
there's
spread
some
out.
sort of scheming a little bit, I think, there. Yeah. But and Incheon also has 5 islands, so that's covering it's like the whole north. What is that? Northwest portion of the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
So South Korea.
South Korea, yes. Yeah. Pretty close to the border, though. We were really fairly close to the border.
And you taught English there? Or?
Yeah, in a private language school. That was a blast. Those kids were awesome.
Really?
And that song came about because, once again, this is the story of my life, a poor dude who thought I was really exciting and thought he might want to try my lifestyle and discovered it really wasn't for him at all. Yeah. And I remember, I wrote that song right after we had broken up because we'd had this huge fight where he was like, well, I thought if we just did this and then you'd be ready to settle down. And I'm like, you don't get it. Like, this isn't how this works. Yeah. But so that was the end of that. But I got a good song out of it.
Yeah, at least you got a good song out of it. Shanna Underwood is here with Devon Colella and Colella. And I think Wayne is listening.
That's right.
Oh, is he?
All right, he's listening. He's monitoring.
Hi, Mr. Colella.
He's monitoring, making sure you're behaving. Doing a good job. So you went to Berkeley?
Yeah, I did for a while. Yeah, I didn't graduate from there, but I grew up around Boston. So before I was even in college, I was studying there because it was
right there.
Yeah, 20 minutes away from my house. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and I attended there as a college student for a while too.
We should have a bumper sticker for you. It's like real musicians don't graduate from Berkeley.
Well, yeah, there's a myth. I don't know if I'm the best representation of the real musicians who don't graduate, like, I don't know, John Mayer and all the session musicians in LA and New York, but
thinking of some shows this weekend. I know there was Sweethearts Night Out. I think that's tomorrow night, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but I strongly recommend people calling the venue. Like, I think it's supposed to be at One Longfellow Square. Yeah, okay. But Sunday night they have the Throat Singers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I want to see that. I didn't realize that was this Sunday.
Tuvin?
Tuvin, yeah. And so that's on Sunday night, and Monday night at Jonathan Cooper's is Cindy Callett and Gray Lawson, and they are great. She used to live in Maine. She's actually from the Cape, and then she moved to Maine, and she's been up there for years. She performed with Gordon Bach on Prairie Home Companion when they were at the Merrill, and she's doing rather well. And then Bloomers is opening for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the Irish music session, right? I believe there's a workshop as part of.
There's a workshop on the front side of that from 5:30 to 7, I think. Check it out. Acoustic Artisans has more information about it, I think. If you check it out on Facebook, just plug in Cindy Callett on Facebook, you'll find it. So let's go to another track. Do you have any more traveling songs? Just kidding.
Well, I thought
that's all they are, right?
That's kind of. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I figured you want to do Midnight on the Sun?
Sure.
I figured I'd do, since I have all these songs about people that I left, I figured I'd do the song about the one I never caught.
Oh.
Would you let me take you back there again? To when I was your little lady. You were does the desert smell like? Tell me, did you get lost out there? Is there space enough for both our shadows? Cast back to the people who've been everywhere. Never been the one for anybody. Guess it won't hurt as long as you're the one who falls. If you'd have known I'd be so hard to love, would you ever let me in at all? It could be midnight on the sun. It might as well be Sunday on the moon. As long as I can't have you, you could have always been the one. It could be midnight on the sun. It could be midnight on the sun. It could be midnight on the sun.
Midnight on the Sun from Shanna Underwood live in the studio with Devon Colella. And yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That's the one. That is the one. That's the one that you didn't fetch.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because he knows who he is, and we're still friends. And he was on my Reverb Nation one day, and I had released just a demo of Devon and I doing that song, and he called me, and I was like, "Yeah, you got that one."
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. So you mentioned Nashville, Korea, Mexico, Asia, Nepal. Where haven't you been? Where do you want to go?
Where do I want? I want to go to Cambodia. I haven't been to Cambodia yet, and I really want to see Angkor Wat. Argentina and Chile, I think. I think those are the top three that I'd like to see that I haven't been to yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
teaching English has been the way for me to fund my travels because I don't have the money to just pick up and go. So teaching, you generally get free housing and some sort of wage or at least enough to eat and travel a little bit. Korea pays really well, but the other places have mostly just been barely expenses. But I don't know, things are going so well here. I'm not really keen on signing another 15-month contract. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, well, once the travel,
I need to have another terrible relationship that crashes and burns, and then I'll be happy to get out of town again. Maybe.
You know about those. Do you have songs that you started with that you still perform, like early songs that just have staying power?
Yeah, actually, the first song I ever wrote willingly, I still do pretty much every show.
Really?
And that ended up on both the records on accident. Kind of on accident. The guys in Nashville liked playing that song, so we had done it just as like a demo in the studio, but we ended up keeping it for the record. And then I wanted to keep it because on the Shanna and the Hawk record, Hawk took out one of the verses without me. We got the masters back, and I was like, where's the third verse? And Hawk and Azal had made this decision in the studio not to have that verse on there. So when I put it on Field Notes from a Caravan, I was able to have the whole song. And it has they have totally different vibes. I mean, the bands were completely different. So
do you want to hear that off the record?
We can do that.
Let's do that. Well, it's the last track, which is...
And Joe Bloom, who is from up here, was the
great
only Maine
harmonica
musician who came to Nashville and played on the record.
Sweet.
Yeah. Joe and I have been friends for a long time.
Great harmonica player. So let's go to the record. We're going to listen to Willingly from Field Notes from a Caravan. And this is this is your first song?
I think this was the first song I ever wrote and finished. Yeah.
Shanna Underwood. Here it is.
There's a show that said we call it home. Water looks deep and cold, but there's a life out there I know. The siren of dreams is calling me, saying jump on in. Some days you just gotta let it go. But my fingers getting torn, baby, busted and warm, scraping at that shell of a dream. I get up in the morning and I run, 'cause I don't know how else to be. And I may fall on the pavement, I may get rained on, but I'll walk into that ocean willingly. There's some days you think you could be someone, until you realize that you already were. What will you do today to prove it to the world? A guitar pick in my hand means more than that piece of paper. But my fingers getting torn, baby, busted and warm, scraping at that shell of a dream. I get up in the morning and I run, 'cause I don't know how else to be. And I may fall on the pavement, I may get rained on, but I'll walk into that ocean willingly. Does it hurt you less to have a head full of smoke than to really let it seep on in? Is there something on your mind that rolls around at night? I won't tell you it's good for you, 'cause you've been so good for me. And I think everything is gonna be okay.
Shanna Underwood, Field Notes from a Caravan. We heard Willingly. She thinks it's one of the first songs she ever really completed. Right?
Yeah.
And you do it at every show.
And we still do it. Yeah, we still do it a lot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
One of the fun things about playing with so many different people, I have a set group of people that I call on, and Devon and I play together most of the time. But there's three bass players. Mostly Adam Barber, Drew Wyman, and Chris Day are the three bass players I call on, and everyone has a different feel. And it's really interesting to see what different forms the song takes depending on who the bass player is that night.
Right. And if they're plucking, strumming, or slapping.
Yeah, or somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Shanna Underwood is here. She has a new one coming out. When will that be out? It's called Wandering.
Ooh,
and that'll be out.
We're not sure. We're actually starting over. We're starting the recording over. We had started about a year ago, but it was just when I came back into town, and I just kind of threw the songs at everybody, and everyone did their best. But we decided now that we've all been playing together,
we can do better.
Yeah, we can do better.
Nice.
And so we're starting over, and then hopefully I'm hoping to have the recording finished by the end of April, and then I'm going to take it down to Nashville to a guy that is fantastic down there to finish the mixing and do the mastering. So
Great.
Hopefully by next fall.
How long did you live in Nashville?
I was there on it. Well, I was traveling. I was based out of there, but I was traveling a lot. And the archaeology work took me. I spent almost a year in West Virginia and 6 months in Illinois. And, those projects sent me all over the place. But
digging.
Yeah. But technically, I guess I was there for about 9 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty much almost exactly 10 years to the day when I came back to Maine last fall.
It's
yeah.
like a blink of an eye, right? It doesn't seem like that long ago.
It doesn't, and it was so weird to come back into town and be so, I just started calling people who wants to play. I'm going to book some gigs, and people were just on it, know. Yeah. But so I was afraid I would be rejected as, the outcast that left for so long. People were like, oh, no, we want to play. Everyone wants to play.
Everyone wants to play. Well, there's such a vibrant...
the music scene's amazing here.
Music scene here,
yeah.
And there's all these rooms to hear and to listen, and and lots of people coming to play here.
Yeah.
So, vibrant music scene, including coming to WMPG and playing on the air. And I certainly am grateful that you could.
Yeah,
come
I'm
in.
really happy to be back in here. It's been a
I
while.
always visit here.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a cool station for sure. So let's do another live one. What are we going to do next?
Oh.
What do you think about
it? I know. I had it on the tip of my tongue, and then I lost it.
Something here. I have a couple things I can read, so I'll read those, and you think about what you're going to do next.
Okay.
And, again, you're listening to us folk here on Community Radio, WMPG. WMPG is on the air thanks to listener generosity and support from Acadia School. The Acadia School of Traditional Music and Art, located in Bar Harbor, Maine. The Acadia School of Music and Art presents week-long class sessions in fiddle, guitar, whistle, pipes, accordion, and more. Summer in 2013, Irish and Old Time Week is July 1st through the 5th, and Acadian and Quebecois Week is July 15th to 19th. Information is online at acadiatradschool.com. acadiatradschool.com. Also, WMPG is on the air thanks to the support of its listeners and the Down East Friends of Folk Arts. DEFFA publishes a monthly newsletter with listings for concerts, contra dances, workshops, and festivals all around Maine. More info, including event listings and membership details, online at DEFFA.org. We're at WMPG.org. And you can find Shanna Underwood on Bandcamp and Reverb Nation and Facebook, right? You're on Facebook.
I'm
too?
everywhere.
Yeah, you're everywhere. You get around. And then you travel all over the world, and you come back with songs.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And this one is.
We'll do the Mexico song. We'll do the one I wrote in Mexico.
Oh yeah, because you've got this Mexico thing happening.
Yeah.
In another week
I
and a
leave.
half.
Yeah, I leave next Saturday.
Wow.
watch all the people as they walk on by. Your memories will be safe, and only yours at night. I looked to the side, and I saw something in your eyes. Red dust and headlights on an empty road. Flicker of a neon sign, bought a radio when the bus broke down, and the time moved slow. I looked to the side, and I saw comfort in your eyes. Move a little closer, watch the stars go by. Heartbeats count the minutes, surrender time. Too late to turn around, too soon to see the end of the line. All roads lead to somewhere when you're looking just to find. You're looking just to find. Wheels turn again, where to get off. There's a town I hear where only lovers get lost. How can you find it? There's no highway signs. I looked to the side, I saw a map in your I don't know where this road ends. I don't know where to tell you my home is, but you can always find me. Lines you've etched on the palms of my hands. I looked to the side, I saw my memory in your eyes. Move a little closer, watch the stars go by. Heartbeats count the minutes, surrender time. Too late to turn around, too soon to see the end of the line. All roads lead to somewhere when you're looking just to find. You're looking just to find. Looking just to find. Ooh, you're looking just to find. You're looking just to find.
Shanna Underwood, live in the studio this morning. Here on WMPG on a snowy, snowy day.
It's getting deeper.
And yeah, it was like 6 inches of fluff this morning.
Yeah, it was so fluffy. I thought I was all prepared to like have to take a half hour to dig my
trudge?
Jeep out and like clean it. It took like 2 seconds. It just
know, it's
blew
like-
right off.
Sneeze and it goes.
But
This
there's
is my
kinda-
first real winter in like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because Nashville you don't have it,
Nashville,
right?
you
So
don't
still
really have
summer-
winters. Korea, they have winters, but not much. It's cold, but there's no snow.
Yes.
And crazy thing about Nepal, I got to Nepal in January, but there's no snow in the Kathmandu Valley. It snowed for the first time in 62 or 63 years the winter I was there.
Wow.
People went out of their minds. And it lasted for like no time at all. It just like snowed and it was gone. But that blew my mind. I mean, you can see Mount Everest from the house I was living in,
Wow.
and they don't get snow in the valley.
Wow. That's
Sorry, Dad.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this isn't really a real winter anyway. I mean,
What are you talking about?
it's a pretty weak winter.
What are you talking about? That's enough. It's enough for me. It's ruining all my gigs. That's
Yeah,
enough for
no,
me.
it's a poorly timed winter, that's for sure. Yeah.
Why can't it snow during the week?
No, it snows on Friday night at 8
Oh,
o'clock.
it's awful. I can't get paid around here.
yeah. Where's the paycheck? Well,
Poor Chicky Stoltz came in town this weekend from Vermont to play with Darian and to play a show up in Thomaston.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's gonna. They're playing at Rooski's tonight.
they are.
Yeah, I feel terrible though. He drove all the way from Vermont, and his gigs are gonna get all fluffed out.
So he moved over to Vermont.
Yeah, he's living in Warren. I love his family so much. I did a tour in Vermont a couple months ago, and I stayed with them. And I'm going back in March with Adam Barber.
Yeah.
But yeah, he lives in Warren, up on a mountain. They've got the kids. They
Wow.
seem pretty happy. They're great people.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when he had Chickies in Westbrook. He used to go out there.
I know.
with
I was in
Chickies.
Nashville. I only got to see it once. But yeah, it seems like it was a great establishment.
On the record, Field Notes from a Caravan,
Mm-hmm.
what song is it most important for you to have people hear? 'Cause we go to that and then get fixed into do another track, a live track.
Would you rather do There Was a Town or Appalachia Live?
Appalachia.
Okay, so we'll do the first track, There Was a Town, which was a song. Both of these songs were not songs that I thought people would like, and they're the two most successful songs off the record. They were both songs I just wrote for myself, like, doing whatever. There Was a Town I wrote in West Virginia on an archaeology project, and it was just this small town where people had never gotten out and that sort of thing. And I was dating this guy that was, once again, we had different expectations for each other than reality. So
Gotta go.
gotta go.
So we'll listen to There Was a Town from Shanna Underwood, and the album's entitled Field Notes from a Caravan. And do you have a couple local gigs, though, right before you leave, or is that when you come back?
I think I'm supposed to be at Local Sprouts. Oh, Sunday morning, but depending on the weather, I'm not sure. But next Friday at Blue, I do a songwriters round once a month at Blue. Me and two other songwriters, we do like a Nashville style round. And the Friday the 15th, it'll be me, Ted Glendon, and Megan Yates from the
nice.
Reverie Machine. So I think that's going to be a really good round.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
So that's 6 o'clock on Friday. Next
6
Friday.
o'clock on Friday at Blue. And okay, so we're going to go to There Was a Town from Shanna Underwood's Field Notes from a Caravan.
There was a town, it started small, smelled like salt water and smoke in the fall. But folks wonder about what they thought was true, what they thought was true. You can't love a town for what you want it to be. You gotta love that town for what it is and find a little happiness. There was a town started small, smelled like salt water and smoke in the fall. But folks move around, now it's grown. They were lying when they said that you can't go home. You can never go home.
Shanna Underwood from the album Field Notes from a Caravan. We heard There Was a Town, revealing songs of Shanna Underwood. Anyway, yeah, we were chatting. We were gossiping. Sorry.
I'm terrible for every. I have a terrible reputation as a gossiper.
Oh, no, that's not true. Is it? Oh, wait.
That's what I've heard.
So,
Devon and I have a lot of time together in the Jeep. There's, you got to talk about something.
yeah, really. Yeah, right.
Or listen to someone talking about
Or listen to somebody talk about
That's
something.
it. Yeah, that's true.
Did I ever tell you the time?
Well, what are you gonna do?
It's great to have you guys here. Gossip or not, the music is great. And,
We're gonna keep traveling here.
And so this next track is
This next track is I wrote when I was living in Nepal.
from Appalachia to the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Great. So this is a live version. This is on Field Notes from a Caravan, but you're doing it live this morning. with
Yeah, the
Devon?
version on the record's pretty fun. The percussionist had a blast with this song. But we'll do our version.
Sebago Lake in the summertime. Come on in, now the water is fine. Don't be shy, take it all off. I'll tell you a secret after it gets dark. Leaves are on fire, they're starting to fall. When they blow away, it makes me feel so small. I light the wood left in the stove. The smell of smoke makes me feel less alone. From Appalachia to the Himalayas, never met anyone like you. The cold north wind makes all ashes freeze. When the ocean smells like tears, it's hard to leave. Come on now, honey, it's getting cold. Well, I can drive down the back road slow. From Appalachia to the Himalayas, never met anyone like you. The snow is gone, it melts away your pain. Wash away the hurt with the cool June rain. If we could just climb up that mountain, well, I hear there's a nice view from Appalachia to the Himalayas. Never met anyone like you. From Appalachia to the Himalayas. Never met anyone like you. Sebago Lake in the summertime. Come on in. Now the water is fine.
Shanna Underwood with Devon Colella. Did I get it wrong again? So
That's all right.
that's all right. Hey,
For like the first 2 months I knew Devon, I couldn't say his last name without doing this. Like, you can't see it on radio. I had to do like
I'm at a hood.
some Italian
Yeah,
gestures
yeah.
with my hands. singing
Colella. Yeah, well, you know, the two L or any two letters is there's an accent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Colella.
Yeah, good luck spelling it, too, you know?
Yeah.
There's so many L's in there.
From Appalachia to the Himalayas. Wow. What's where? Why is where in there?
Read it all. Read it from
okay.
the beginning. Read the whole
There
thing.
was a town from Appalachia to Himalayas where Venus burns among dusty books. Dream next to me between small city walls and picket fences. Then move along willingly. Like
See? It
leave them
worked.
behind. And we're gonna do one more song. And
Yeah.
One, I want to thank you so much again.
Yeah, thank you.
Websites, and if you have you have other websites. Do you have a website for yourself or your cello
I
playing?
don't. I'm actually working on that, but just my other project, Royal Ghost. Go and check it out online.
Yeah, Real Ghost. And then there's a couple sessions where they played here, and they're still up there, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Yeah, the 2 times we've come in here, we were able to. Wayne was able to record it and post it online, so those are
Nice.
available.
Thanks,
online.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so this last track. Oh, and your Bandcamp, your Reverb Nation, and your Facebook are
Yeah.
just Shanna Underwood.
Yeah.
You can find
Just search Shanna Underwood. You'll find it.
it. Okay.
I don't think there's another one.
Okay.
Though you might run into Carrie Underwood a little bit
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that, but
Who's she?
but you'll find me. You'll find me.
Yeah. So what is this last track?
This last song's a fairly new song of mine. I wrote it last fall. I had taken a trip down to Nashville. I was up here, but I had taken a trip down to Nashville and wrote it on the way back up. But this song's been doing really well for me. We got some little accolades from Maine songwriters for this song this year.
Sweet.
But it's called Dry Water.
Well, moon shining down on the water, reflection shimmer. It's getting dark and getting hotter. The stars are falling. They lost their home in the sky. Baby, make a wish for me, wish for me, wish for me, be my alibi. Water, don't leave me dry. Water, tell me a sweet lie. Was that my fate? Or was it just a satellite? Rivers moving. This will be a whole new river, all new water by the time this night ends. Water, don't leave me dry. Water, don't leave me behind. Don't you leave me behind. Wind is blowing east, your heart travels west. It's a no-flowing river, but south is where I'm heading next. East wind is howling. Baby, will you dream of me, breathing me, call for me after river bend? Delta of the morning. Water, don't leave me dry. Water, don't leave me behind. Water, don't you leave me dry. Water, don't leave me behind. Water, don't leave me behind.
Shanna Underwood, live in the studio. I want to thank you so much, Shanna, for coming in and dragging this wonderful cello player with you.
Thanks for having us, Chris. This is
Yes,
great.
yeah, really pleasure to have and coming out, bearing the snow and
Yeah.
um,
I think we might have to go dig out the Jeep again.
go dig.
It was
out the
only an
Jeep.
hour, but
Yeah, I know, but it's fluffy. It's whimsical snow, and we again want to thank you so much for coming in.
yeah,
and,
thank you.
Really appreciate your energy and your music this morning. Again, the latest and most available is Field Notes from a Caravan. It's available on CD Baby and likely at shows. You probably have a box of these that you drive
I'm
to
almost
shows.
out of them too.
So come and get the last few.
Yeah, CD
And-
Baby's got a bunch, and then I've got a few.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully, I'll be when I get the new record. I'm hoping to be able to get a reprint, bundle the price together. But we'll see.
Yeah, great. And again, she's on Reverb Nation. She's on Bandcamp as Shanna Underwood. Check her out. And we're going to go to Bruce Coburn, believe it or not, from
Hey.
from a vinyl disc, Dancing in the Dragon's Jaw. And I think I have a song that's apt for you. It's called No Footprints. Here it is. And thanks again.